عسير ما لغاره نسير وصل إلى أني هناك أسير عسير ما لغاره نسير.
In the name of God, the lenient, the merciful. Prayers to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his companions. Greetings, Muslims. Prayers and attention for the Palestinian people. Solidarity and compassion for all victims of injustice here and elsewhere. You who follow us through different media. This historic meeting, Congress Around Unity, in this historic city, Tuba, the holy city. In this historic place of Muridiya, Darul Marnan, we begin with a solemn appeal to the peoples of the world. وَاتَّصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَامِعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold on securely to this divine bond and do not disperse, metaphysics tell us. This verse invites us, for our general interest, to have the constant concern to cling to this link in symbiosis with our brothers in God and to work tirelessly to consolidate this unity at all costs. This solid rope was clearly indicated to us by the founder of Muridiya, who during and after his spiritual battle marked out the path for us and provided clear, inevitable guidance. Sheikh Muhammadu Mustafa al-Karim, first Caliph, in the company of his brothers, the pious elders and the contemporary Murids, were able to brilliantly carry out the strong recommendation by making Tuba the symbol of the present and the future of the Muridiya, the only reliable project. The increased vigilance of Gaynde Fatma led to the institutionalization of this exceptional project, contained in a revolutionary form called the Dahira, both with the colony and with the Republic of the Independent Senegal. The management method chosen for the Muridiya by the elders was immortalized in the historical document called Attributive Chronicle of the Authorities to Organize the 20th of Muharram, also known as the Government of the Murids of 1943. A few years after independence, that is to say in 1965, the Federation of Religious and Cultural Groups of the Disciples of Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba was created on the same basis as the Diwan, Law of July 1st, 1901. Its official recognition is based on the First Code of Civil and Commercial Obligation, COCC, of Senegal, Law 66 through 70 of July 13, 1966. From here to today, we are the 10th Ordinary Congress, which is responsible today for examining the 9 strategic axes of human development that we have tried to maintain while waiting for the rest of the community. Axis number 1, education of the masses in Muridiya. The plethora of intellectuals here present on the stands and from the schools of the Federation is an illustration of this. University professors, doctors in many fields, engineers of all kinds, bankers, lawyers, and economists. The list is not exhaustive. In the same way, the thoughtful and very specific modeling of the Domu Dara produced a plenitude of business leaders, economic operators, and above all an exemplary mass of the ambassadors of the Muridiya, who were called the Modu Modu, a huge vein for the country's economy and the expansion of Muridiya across the world. The training of young people and women as pillars of society, selfless and available, polite and capable, has been a trademark defended by the Wilaya. Axis number 2, organization and citizen method. Having become a well-kept heritage, every member of the Federation is first initiated into the organization of the masses in the method to serve the Muridiya in a priestly mission. The successes in major Murid projects such as the Helcom Fields with Sitting Saliu Mbake or the organization of Magal 18 Safar are textbook cases which reflect the level of capacity to name only the highest. Axis number 3, social through aid and solidarity. Mutual aid and solidarity are the basic tools of the Federation, and this attitude is proof of the good faith and sincerity of all those involved in this service. Social problems, hospitalization, baby showers, bereavements, marriages, assistance to victims in calamitous cases, find a quick and silent solution in the Federation. Axis number 4, administration of the masses with mastered modern methods. Managed since colonial times in a legalistic manner, unity, essence of Dahira, has always been within the transparent and consensual framework that we know today. Management tools from colonial times, membership cards, renewal receipts, payment receipts, and cash register details, are modernized today with the expertise of our young people. Digitalized cards have seen the light of day in this current 5-year term, as well as workforce management through a multifunctional application designed by our young people. The text status internal regulations since 1941 and 1942 are available, even the originals. Axis number 5. Communication as a tool for good neighborliness and symbiosis. Mastery of gestures and words are the first qualities to acquire in our dahira, whatever the age of the person. The internal training of our young people in the use of information and communication techniques has been very successful despite the modesty of the equipment available in the dahiras. They are trained very early on in respecting the standards for media use, and we are happy to note that our management has not yet received a protest or any reprimand on our channels and networks owned by our young internet users. The treatment of information and the exclusion of tendentious themes and events is a fully accepted editorial choice. Our young people are capable of working with any tool or organ of communication to provide a valuable civic service to interlocutors from all sides. The teaching of texts and basics of the Federation, as well as social organizations, is provided in Senegal, but also in Diaspora. The Wolof, Arabic, English, and French languages explain the statuses and internal regulations. Communications in film form have been produced since 2017 in the Spanish, German, Creole, and Chinese languages. These films are used on social networks, but also in closed centers where interested people meet to better discover the idea and make good use of it in their environments and according to their social habits. Axis number 6. Halal and well-communalized finances. Quite modest, but very constant, the Federation relies on its own means and resigns itself to gaining through the sweat of its brow the means of its development. This is to keep the sacred side of the thing, but also all of its independence and integrity. With the large quantity of exploitable land, abundant youth, agronomic executives, and a large market nearby, the Senegal of tomorrow will provide the long-awaited opportunity to invest in product development and production controls of value chains, a project that was dear to Gaynde Fatma. Axis number 7. The relationship with the outside of the Federation. In the country, the Federation offers its services free of charge to all of those who express the need. The Federation being a common property for all, those who have been here for 50 years or those who have just arrived have the same duties and same rights. Moreover, the slogan of the Congress is Confirmation and Opening Congress, the theme being, it belongs to the people of the faith to safeguard the traces of the ancients. To this end, the Federation wishes to make available to all of those who wish it old documentation on the unity with the first-hand documents, so that no one is unaware of it. First-hand information is also available for the Diourbel-Touba Railway construction site, the Touba Grand Mosque construction site, and others dealing with the organization of the Holy City. Outside, the main novelty is the birth in Spain of Diaspora Wilaya for Peace and Nonviolence in the World, based on the ideas of Gaynde Fatma. Officially recognized in Spain, Wilaya Diaspora for Peace and Nonviolence in the World shines throughout the world by intervening in conflict zones, but also by defending populations in distress wherever it be requested. This is the place to pay tribute to its president, Cheikh Mbacké Diop of Grenada and Company, to Cheikh Ahmadou Niane of New York and Company, Serigne Mbacké Diop of Argentina and Company, particularly to Mame Diarra Wilaya, a Peruvian based in Argentina and wife of Serigne Mbacké Diop, who brilliantly teaches practical lessons to Argentinian women in their language. Her Wasayatu Sohna Penda Mbuyu circulates in all female circles in her country. She is on her 7th film, the main one of which is filmed between Diourbel and Touba. The prize will be reserved for Wilaya Niger, which is doing exceptional work in Niamey with all the Muslims in these locations. We owe the Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba Day of Niger to them through the frank collaboration of the Niger authorities, Minister of the Interior, the Ambassador of Senegal, and many others. High personalities around the world accompany Wilaya Diaspora for Peace and Nonviolence in the World to relieve people in distress. Madam Ambassador of Senegal to Spain, Madam Maram Boussou, and Consul General Mamadou Mustafa Loum provide constant and sincere support for this work. We would like to pay them the deserved tribute in front of the whole country for all the discreet and effective interventions that they had to carry out in the company of His Excellency Serigne Moustapha Mbacké, President of the Federation, and Serigne Ousmane Mbacké of the organization. Mr. Mohamed Ben Choukran from Mauritania and his companions are pillars in the success of the Wilaya Diaspora in the interventions for Wayoun Nussouf, legal migrants, who transported their goods by road between Europe and Senegal via Morocco and Mauritania. Mr. Ben Choukran graciously opened a Wilaya Diaspora office for peace and nonviolence in the world in his company in Mauritania. The tremendous results obtained for people in distress would surprise you if we took the trouble to state them here. We refrain from doing so, as to not appear vain. The testimonies of the beneficiaries will reach you through the recordings on YouTube, or we can get to know them better through their website, www.diasporawilaya.com. Axis number 8. Service to the community under the responsibility of the Khalif General of Murid. The Federation, as its name indicates, concerns all Muslims in general and all Murids in particular, and remains under the exclusive responsibility of the Khalif General. Its sole purpose is to achieve the unity of Muslims in mutual aid and solidarity, starting with what already exists. What exists in our understanding is all those who have practiced the Dahiga phenomenon. Axis number 9. Civic spirit and civic behavior. The Federation remains stuck to the ideas of Gaynde Fatma for the development of Senegal, a responsible and sovereign population, backed by the values of Jom, Gor, and Fit, to remain standing and take responsibility. Peace and stability in our dear Senegal is our daily fight. We recall that for the themes of the Magal 2021, we warned about violence in society and politics in particular. The theme was dealt with within the panel of the Cultural Commission by Sitting Bakke Abdur Rahman, Sitting Falu Busu Hassan, with a good contribution from Dr. Sam Busu, still available on Wilaya TV. This is an opportunity to recall the need for a serene and peaceful climate for the governance of a country of great democracy like Senegal. We invite all social actors to be responsible and respect the laws of the country and to safeguard our resources so that our country emerges in the concert of developed nations. I will not end without magnifying the joy of all executives here present who have only had time for the education of the masses. During the 2019 Congress, held at this same venue, we counted the funds injected into the education sector of the Federation at 750 million francs. Today, we have closed more than 800 million francs for this Congress. The results obtained are more than satisfactory, and we intend to gain momentum to serve as a launching pad for the Sheikhul Hadim University that Sitting Muntaha Bakke has just created. We pay tribute to Sitting Abdur Rahman Bakke, who launched the Gaynde Fatma Medal. The first medal dedicated to Sitting Muntaha for his actions on education represents a symbol for the Federation. Gentlemen, the administrative authorities, gentlemen, the union and political authorities of all sides, the Federation anchored in its initial position of civil society as defined by Law 66 through 70 of July 13, 1966, which facilitates our receipt, extends its hand to you and wishes to work with dignity and speed for the development of our nation. Du Jama'atu Rahma, unity is strength. So we close with metaphysics and pray to Allah to hear us. Thank you for your attention.